This week on The Bachelor.
What is the negativity that you noticed? Was it me sitting by myself?
It's not that, it's just the demeanor that you had.
Walking into that date, I was really bummed.
Were you in a bad mood in Scotland because of us or because you didn't want to be?
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of The Bachelor Season 29, Episode 7, The Women Tell All. Let's get right into this. Okay, guys, so this episode was The Women Tell All. I didn't know the Tell All was this week, but here we are. So we begin with Jesse. He opens up the show and says that never in the history of The Bachelor had a bachelor had such a hard time choosing his final decision, and we're going to see a sneak peek of the finale later on. So then they introduce all the women from the season. They look great. I don't know if Dina looked her best. I don't know. I think maybe the glasses were kind of throwing me off. I don't know. Rose says how she felt on night one. Jesse says how Chloe became a fan favorite. I agree. I actually really liked her. Loved her energy. Then Carolina. She's wearing an outfit that stands out, and her jacket has quotes written on it from what she claims is the Carolina show. Okay. So then we take a look back at moments from the season. Not specific moments, but just some good scenes, some dates, some drama, some fights. Mainly a lot of drama with Zoe and some of the other girls, and more than anything, Carolina and a lot of the other girls. So it was quite a bit of scenes that they take a look at, and then after watching that, they discuss some of it. First, they discuss Zoe. Obviously, she's not there yet because she still hasn't been sent home, but Beverly and Allie Joe, they say that Zoe was definitely doing a lot. She interrupted people's time. Allie Joe even says that Zoe even took time from the little kids that were there trying to play basketball. Serafina also, remember, she made a comment that set Zoe off when she said that she was wearing a super short dress. Serafina says that she actually regrets making that comment. She apologized for it, and she's good with Zoe, and she actually bats for Zoe, saying that she's very misunderstood and she's going through a lot. Then they focus on Carolina. Jesse asks her about the makeout session that she had with Grant on the stage. Did she feel bad about doing it in front of everyone? Carolina says that she doesn't feel bad because everyone else had kissed him to that point except her. She says that she was even shocked Jesse hadn't had a kiss from Grant because he was kissing so many people, just not her. So she didn't really think it was a big deal that finally they did it. Then Jesse asks about Rose and Carolina and what happened off camera. Rose says that they were roommates, and Carolina wanted to know everything that Grant had been saying to the others, and when Rose told her what she told her, Carolina ran with it and brought it up to Grant. Carolina then says she wants to wait until Grant comes out to have this conversation because he's really kind of in the middle of it. Carolina says that she doesn't think it's hard for people to understand that. Why wouldn't she be upset if she just heard that the man who she's dating is telling somebody else that he's thinking of them when he's with you? And I mean, that's true. But the other women are trying to get her to understand how the way she went about it was not the best. And then for a moment, all I could hear was, everybody was so loud and everybody was talking at the same time. I was like, oh my gosh. So then they take a break and then they come back. They give the floor to Carolina, and she says that she told Grant, the person who told me this didn't have bad intentions. I don't want you to make it into a big thing. She says, I told Grant, don't look into it. Just tell me if it's true. The next thing I know, Rose is crying and all of this drama happened. Other women try to chime in, but Carolina says, can I finish? Can I speak? It was driving me crazy. Jesse then moves on and he asks Dina about the conversation she had with Grant when they were in Spain. So apparently Grant had pulled Dina to the side in Spain to ask her about Carolina. And Dina actually stood up for Carolina, defending her. But obviously she ended up making her look bad the next week after that when Carolina took all of their time again. Jesse then points out that Dina and Carolina did seem to have made up before Carolina left, but recently on social media they've been going at it, and they showed the actual TikToks that each of them have posted with cryptic messages about one another. Nothing too bad, I think, but Dina says that she posted what she posted after watching the episodes. after she saw Carolina's behavior being played back, but she was taken aback that Carolina responded by threatening to release their messages, because for Dina, her thing was kind of just a funny, shady TikTok. It wasn't that serious. Carolina says, but you started it. Dina says, oh, and by the way, I actually bought you another week on the show because you were supposed to go home when we were in Spain. I bought you another week. Okay. So then they take a break and Carolina starts to cry and she walks out the set. Then they dedicate a segment to Alex. She looked amazing. I think she's super pretty. So yeah, she goes to the hot seat and they take a look at her journey. Remember, she came in with a llama on night 1. Grant definitely had his eye on her and she got the first impression rose and first one-on-one. She then had a few group dates. They had a really good, strong start at the very beginning, but it kind of started to diminish super fast. She kind of just faded into the background. So after looking at all of those moments, she says that it's a little sad because when she left, she was sad. At the very beginning, she really thought she had a strong connection and saw them going pretty far, but eventually other connections started to grow stronger with him. Also, in the middle of her talking, Carolina walks back in. It was real cute. Then they bring out a llama, the same llama actually that she brought on night 1. Next on the couch is Serafina. They take a look back at her journey as well. She had a very sweet connection with Grant, but that ended before hometowns. And seeing the scene of that night she was sent home is actually pretty sad. She did feel blindsided. She says that every week Grant was giving her validation. He made her feel comfortable, so to be eliminated was shocking. She says that she has always felt like second choice in her life, which is pretty sad. She says that she has a big heart and people sometimes don't see that. Then her and Jesse talk about how she said that she didn't want her mom seeing her kiss on TV, but she says that her mom's actually watching the show and she loves the show. And it was very nice because then they had Serafina's mom send a video. They show it where she's telling Serafina that she did watch, and she turned when she saw Serafina kiss and she laughed, and then she says, remember, I'm always watching. Alright, moving on, Dina takes the hot seat. So same thing for her. They take a look back at her journey. It was good, and then hometowns was really her downfall. And I said this last week, she really did leave like a champ. So after watching that, she says that it took time for her to process everything because she processed her emotions a bit slowly. When it comes to her family not showing up, she didn't want to even think about it, honestly. But what did surprise her was when she was watching back the episode, seeing Grant say that not meeting her family wasn't like good for their connection because he never said that to her. But wait, here's the twist. Dina says that the decision not to have the family on the show was ultimately her decision. Oh. I mean, she did say that because some of them were doubting it already, she decided just not to go ahead and do it. But that lets me know Dina might have had some ulterior motives on this show. I mean, she knew she wasn't going to ever get engaged with Grant. I'm not saying she was faking it at all, per se, but I think she knew this would increase her social media presence or something. So it's finally time to bring Carolina up to the hot seat. Yet again, we take a look back at her journey. I still love that she came out speaking Spanish that very first night. They had a great group day, a one-on-one, and then the drama led to her downfall. So Carolina says that she really did have a true spark with Grant. She was surprised by how quickly she connected with him. Remember, she also opened up when she was in Las Vegas with him about her epilepsy, so she gets emotional talking about that here, and she says that that is one of the things that she's hidden from people in the past because people haven't always treated her super well when they found out, but now she's at a point where she doesn't want to hide it. Like, she wants to let people know right away because she doesn't want to be with someone who would treat her bad over it anyway. So that's why she went ahead and told Grant right away. And she says that maybe perhaps after telling him, she did feel a little bit nervous on how he would take it. Maybe that's why she started to spiral. Jesse then asks her, does she regret telling Grant what Rose told her off camera? And Carolina says that she does feel bad for what that meant for Rose and her connection with him, but when it came to Carolina's connection with Grant, she needed to tell him. Jesse asks if he thinks that the other women impacted her journey being cut short. And she says that she does because she was never mean to any of them and she didn't punch down. So that's when Dina chimes in and says, I thought we were going to be accountable tonight, but clearly you don't even know what that means. You need to apologize to Rose for breaking her trust and telling her that and not telling her that you were going to go tell Grant what she told you. Carolina says, I've already apologized to Rose several times that I apologize that this affected her connection with Grant. Rose says, you only apologized when Latia told you that it was wrong. And Carolina says, well, how about we talk about you and I talking privately, and you were actually pretty mad at Grant, not me. And Dina says, well, Rose is just a nice person. Carolina then says, well, you're the one that was chasing me in Scotland around the castle. And Dina says, no, that never happened. Anyway, Carolina has heard about Grant telling Dina that he had clocked Carolina's behavior. So then they bring out Grant. He says that he's happy and excited to be there. He says that the women all look great. He really liked Alex. He gave her the first rose because she was funny and witty and he liked her vibes. Alex thanks him. Natalie also says that she didn't like being sent home, but she appreciates her time and appreciates Grant being super open. Bailey says that she had a great time. Then Dina goes ahead and questions Grant about him saying that not meeting her family would be a make or break. She was shocked because he had never told her that. And if maybe he didn't feel comfortable telling her, then she apologizes for that. And then she starts to cry. And Grant says, no, Dina, no, you were great. If we would have made it till the end, then I know that I would have met your parents eventually. So then they move on to Carolina. He says that it's not that things went wrong with them per se in their relationship. It's just that his relationships with other people progressed. But if he did anything to make her feel like something wrong happened, then he apologizes. Carolina says that there's no hard feelings. She says, I just want to know, when did you clock what Dina told you about me, because you gave me validation, but then you said that you had clocked it. And Grant says, well, in group dates, I definitely felt your demeanor. And yeah, and then Carolina says, well, I know I was alone a lot of the time, but it's really hard to live in an environment with people that hate you. So all the women snap at her. Allie Joe snaps. They say, we don't hate you. You're so defensive. Jesse reels it back in. He tells Carolina that she can still say what she needs, ask what she needs to ask, and she just says she's okay. She's probably not going to get what she's really trying to get anyway. Jesse then asks Grant if there's anything on his mind, if he wants any clarifications on anything, and he says no. He thinks he can maybe watch his words more carefully, like how he says things, but he's cool. Then they show his sister in the audience. Then they joke about Grant doing the Chubby Bunny challenge with Parissa, and Jesse challenges him to do one. And somebody actually brings out a platter of marshmallow bunnies, but I saw Jesse chewing them marshmallows, so he won, but he was totally cheating. Then, on behalf of the new Snow White movie coming out, they bring out a magic mirror that they will be asking it to give them some truths. It was pretty fun. They asked it questions like, magic mirror on the wall, who is the sleepiest of them all? And then they would show actual scenes of the women, in the mansion. So, for example, Serafina got that one. The next one was Magic Mirror on the Wall, who's the messiest of them all. And they showed some clips. And dang, some of those women were nasty and unorganized. Parissa got the title. Third one was Magic Mirror on the Wall, who's the cleanest of them all. That one went to Dina. Then they do Magic Mirror on the Wall, who loved the mirror most of all. And that one was a tie pretty much with all the women and Grant too. And then the final one is Magic Mirror on the Wall. Did Grant really tell Rose he was thinking about her when he was dancing with Carolina? And they take a look back at that conversation. And Grant's words to Rose were, even today on the stage, I was thinking of you. I don't want you to think I wasn't thinking of you. So Grant finally clarifies, in the group date, there was a moment when they were all dancing together. And yes, in that moment, he was thinking of Rose. He didn't mean he was thinking of her when he was dancing with Carolina herself. So Rose misunderstood. Then they show some bloopers, which I thought were pretty funny. They had some pretty fun ones. And then Jesse announces that Bachelor in Paradise will return. Yeah, I love Paradise. And we see a sneak peek of Grant's final days on the show. The finale will be in the Dominican Republic. And let's keep it real. We all know this is going to be between Latia and Juliana, okay? So that was it. Listen, I'm so over this season. The Women Tell All was okay. I truly didn't see the point of stretching it to 2 hours. Like, let's keep it short and sweet, make it an hour and a half. Like, can we not do that? Anyway, you guys, this was the season 29 Women Tell All. Let me know what your thoughts were about it. So please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.